Alright, I forgot about these last 6 screws on the side. So I'm going to get to those real quick. Take this off here. You know, if this was any other iPhone, this job would have been done 30 minutes ago. But no, this is an iPhone 4. The most complicated of all the iPhones. Well, when it comes to screen repair. It's not really complicated, it's just the fact that it takes so much work to get to where you need to go. The fact that I could have been done with this 30 minutes ago would have given me 30 more minutes to be, you know, doing some more advertising or, you know, eating, because I love to eat. I mean, when it comes to eating, to people that know me, they know what I mean when I say I love to eat. And I don't just mean I love to eat food. It's just the fact that when I eat, some mysterious phenomenon happens where I just can eat and eat and eat and eat, and I don't gain weight. I don't get full. I don't experience things that normal people experience when they eat food. You know, you go to, say for instance, Cece's, and you eat 10 pieces of pizza, yeah, you're probably going to be full. I mean, some people can eat 3 pieces of pizza, and they'll probably be full. Me, I can eat 30 pieces of pizza and then go directly to McDonald's and order 2 Big Macs and a shake, and come back to the shop and go next door and regrettably order a $3 chunk of pizza that I actually just regrettably bought one. Because when you're hungry and you don't want to go all the way to the nearest restaurant, you're going to pay for overpriced food. And it's funny why they call it a convenience store. It's convenient for them and their prices. It's not convenient for you. Well, I mean, it is convenient for you, just not for your wallet. That's how I see it. I went in there, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and they had a box of Frosted Flakes for $6.47. I don't know how hungry I get. I'm not paying $6.47 for a box of Frosted Flakes. That's just ridiculous. I mean, I understand that Walmart is not within walking distance. Well, it is for me, because I walk everywhere. I ride a bike everywhere. I love to stay in shape, because if I didn't, I'd be overweight, and I can't afford that. Because then you gotta have like medication to regulate your heart rate and your blood pressure, and being unhealthy is just not financially responsible. Being healthy is more financially responsible, but you still have to, you know, pay money for, you know, things, to buy things. Alright, we're gonna put in all these little pieces again. Well, before we do that, we're going to put in the vibrator. And the people with the dirty minds, not that kind of vibrator. I mean, they do make things at Spencer's where they have underwear with pockets where you can set your phone so that it will actually give you a vibrating sensation. I mean, if you want to spend your money on that, then go ahead, by all means. I'm not one to judge people. You do what you want, as long as it makes you feel happy and you feel good, then don't let me say a damn thing to you. Because only you can create your happiness. Not a single person in this world can do that for you. And if you think that they can, then you live in a delusional state of mind. Not delusional as in like you're crazy, but delusional as in, you know, you have to open your mind to all the other possibilities that are out there. That's why I tell people I don't get mad, I don't get angry, I don't get annoyed, I don't get upset. Because I know that at the end of the day, I am the only person that has that control over myself. But it's a big problem when, most people that are raised when somebody gets mad. It's usually, oh, well, what they did was, that was wrong. So when you get mad, it's justified. So they made me mad. That's how you see it. That's how you believe it. But that's not always how it is. That's just how we perceive it when we're growing up. And then when we get to an older state of mind, it sticks with us. It's what we believe from then on, because that's what we were conditioned to believe. So trying to tell people that, only you can make yourself angry. I mean, someone can call your mom a name or, anything of that nature. And in all honesty, you're the one giving them the power. There's a quote by Buddha that says, "The one who angers you controls you," and which is very, very true. I mean, because you're a puppet. You're the only one that has control over yourself, and no one else has that control. Anything that seems like it is only the illusion of control. The illusion of them controlling you, because they just know how to work people's mentality to get them to react. That's why they call it pushing people's buttons. Fortunately for me, I don't have metaphorical buttons. I mean, I could probably put $500 on the table and say, I will give $500 to any person who can get a reaction out of me. And the funny part about that is every single person in that room will lose. Well, they'll lose in trying to get a reaction out of me. I mean, they won't have to pay $500, of course, because that would just be unfair. Because I know I would win. It's like when I tell people that, I'm going to do the Rubik's Cube. And if I could do it under, 5 minutes, you owe me $1. If I could do it under 3, you owe me $5. And that was just kind of unfair to everybody, because I knew that I could do it in under 2 minutes. So it was kind of an unfair advantage, but at the same time, money was tough for me. Money's tough for everybody. But I decided to use my brain power to my potential. And I mean, I don't claim to be the smartest person, I mean, I'm one of the smartest people that I know. But I'm not going to say I am the smartest and no one's smarter than me. I mean, there's 5th graders that know things that I don't. There's people older than me that know things that I don't. I'm always an advocate for knowledge and intelligence, because I will never say that I'm not going to agree with somebody simply because they know something that I don't, because that would just be ridiculous. That would be me rejecting an idea simply because I don't know anything about it. And that's they say one of the highest forms of ignorance is rejecting something that you know nothing about. And as a person who is an avid, advocate for knowledge, I'm open to any idea, no matter how unrealistic or hypothetical or whatever you want to consider it. Any idea is a good idea, as long as it makes sense. And it doesn't just have to make sense to my mind or to somebody else's mind. It can make absolutely no sense to anybody. But if you know how to discuss it, then I won't mind having a discussion. Like the other day, I was talking to one of the workers over at the gas station, and she was talking about something about humans flying, and that's, most people would think that's impossible, but I mean, look at evolution. Evolution says that dinosaurs came from birds came from dinosaurs. Dinosaurs didn't have feathers and, hollow bones and all of that nonsense. So one day we could, evolve into creatures that could fly. So having that possibility in the conversation makes it a conversation worth having. Now, if you just say, "Oh, I wish I could fly," or "I wonder if humans could fly tomorrow or today," or, that's not specific enough to create a debatable conversation. See, to the people that really know me well, they know how specific and technical I am. Some people think that I'm unsociable. I talk too much, but either way it goes, it's just the fact that I like intelligence. I like things that can make me think. I don't want to talk about some rapper or some celebrity that's doing this or that, because honestly, I just don't care. If they're not doing something that's going to be productive to me and my life and anything else for that matter, then why are you even trying to talk to me about it? Because that just makes no sense. Like, when you could talk to me about a rational conversation in a rational form of conversation, then yeah, I'm down for a conversation like that, because it's something that makes sense. And if it's something that doesn't make sense, then I'm a very blunt person, so I'll probably be what most people would consider rude. But being blunt and rude are two different things. When you've had things sugar-coated to you your entire life, when somebody comes off with a blunt opinion, then you get what most people will call butthurt, which I still find to be a hilarious term. But it's just funny how people get so offended at people's opinions. Like, yeah, people are going to have opinions. That's a fact of life. And if you can't handle those opinions, maybe you're not ready to be an adult. Maybe you're not ready to get out there in the real world and, handle society. Because that's what life is. It's just, you having to learn how to deal with people. And if you don't know how to deal with people, then I am sorry to tell you that you're probably not going to be successful. And I'm not saying that to downplay anyone or anything of that nature. I'm just saying that it's not a possibility if you can't learn to be an open-minded person and accept new ideas. Because until you can do that, you're really just SOL. Okay, all the screws are in place, and now we need to put these things in place here. I don't know why this is not popping in place like it's supposed to. Okay. This back is supposed to be sliding on. This is white. This is the iPhone 1387. So that's the right phone. Just not in the right spot, I guess. Alright. Well, the phone's coming on. And the phone should be working pretty fine once I get this part back in. You don't want to force anything either. That's one of the big things. Hold on, we got this, which is going to be right about here. There. Okay. It's going to be right there. Okay, these pieces are right there, and there. Alright. Is there anything sticking up? No, everything's in place. I don't know what would be preventing. Unless it's something on the sides here. Okay. Oh, no SIM card installed, so we'll put that in a second. But I don't know why I'm singing Rudolph. I randomly get times where I'll think of things and it'd just be ridiculous. Alright, I'm just going to try a new back on this thing because this one doesn't seem to be wanting to work. And as soon as I say that, it usually does. Alright, well, the phone is doing great. Great condition. It moves, it digitizes, it responds to touch and whatnot. You can scroll. Here we scroll. There we go. Scroll up. Cancel. Scroll down. Oh, you got to put in the password to scroll down. But anyway, well, the phone works pretty good. Touching all the buttons and whatnot. Vibrates. So that is the iPhone front display camera thing. So yeah. Alright.